Patreon, going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers on Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad free. You also get AMAs once a month, or learn about me episodes once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore, currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed, where there will be the first episode of every season released there, so you can try that before you head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man with 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/realityt times 2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/realityt times 2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we're going to be discussing, I believe we're on episode 7 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So, you already heard the main announcement for Patreon, but just as a reminder, on the third tier, this month we're going to be doing Escaping Twin Flames. The first episode only will be on the main feed. So that's again the first episode of the documentary. My coverage will be on the main feed. You can look out for that, I believe, sometime in the middle of the month. And the remaining 2 episodes, so episode 2 and 3, will be exclusive to Patreon. So if you, again, want to take a listen to that, you can head on over to patreon.com/realityt times 2, and you can partake in the remaining episodes for Escaping Twin Flames, as well as the backlog, which is mentioned in the announcement. So that's basically that. I do think I actually do have a piece of hot goss for us to partake in. So this is an anticipation for what's coming very soon with the what do you call it? The reunion for Secret Lives, which seems pretty, pretty good to talk about it here. So this has to do with Demi. She's talked about her absence from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion, and it's also, as we know, kind of sparked a lot of speculation about her status with the show. So during an Instagram Q&A on June 8th, Demi revealed why she wasn't part of the upcoming Hulu special, writing, quote, "I was invited. It was short notice, and the only day they could get the location secured was the day that me and my entire family did Disneyland." Demi ultimately chose to visit the happiest place on earth instead of hashing out issues with her co-stars, adding, quote, "We had already booked all of our flights and the Airbnb was non-refundable, or we would have moved the trip to be there. I tried to have production move it to another day, and they couldn't swing it, sadly. Hulu announced earlier, as we know, that the reunion's happening on July 1st. Of course, I've already talked about that. Um, that will be something I'll be covering, of course. So I think that's basically it. Um, so kind of as we know what's kind of been confirmed, um, who'll be there will be Jen Affleck, Whitney, Michaela, Macy, Jesse, Taylor, Layla, Miranda, and also be quote unquote joined by the dad talk, which is Connor, Zach, Jordan, Dakota, Jace, and Jacob. So that's basically it. I think there's not much else to really say here. That's the only piece that I have for today. I will say, again, just another quick announcement on top of the episode, as I was kind of waiting to see what this new show, Virgins, was going to be all about. Y'all, I'm covering that. It's going to happen on the main feed for, for, um, for this now. I won't be waiting to do because I mean, it seems pretty interesting enough. So yeah, it'll either be this will be here or um hmm. Well, I think I will cover it, but we also have Match Me Abroad coming very soon. So we'll kind of see how it goes. It might well, we'll see how it goes, but we'll definitely do this and kind of see how that goes. I realized I forgot that's coming out soon too. Um, but yeah, I will either way it will be coming. I just need to kind of decide when that's gonna be. I do want to do it now, but there's so much happening in June that I don't know what will happen yet. So we'll see. Maybe it'll get, dropped later on. Maybe it'll be early release. I'll kind of figure it out. Um, for either or, but we'll figure it out. But anyways, enough of announcements. Let's just get right into this episode. So, episode 7. So we're kind of, following, ending it off where we were talking about um the skinny dipping and everything like that. So basically, drama aside, they're gonna do a TikTok. Okay, it's gonna be fun. They're gonna do a TikTok. Whitney's like, so am I officially back in mom talk, or like what's going on here? Should we do a vote? Like, because like we're gonna do a group talk, but I don't know if I'm in the talk. You know what I mean? She's like, so should we do the vote? So Taylor says yes. Funny enough, remember that, guys. She says yes to Whitney coming back in. Demi says no. Michaela obviously says no. Macy says no for now. Now, Macy's supposed to be her friend. They're supposed to be friends, but as we kind of know, Whitney doesn't know what it means to be a friend, honestly. So even though Macy right now says no, like she's like, it's for now, So with that, I guess it's not happening yet. Whitney is not in yet. Miranda's like, that was rough. I don't know if I want to go through that. But you do. You do. For the purposes of being a part of Mom Talk, yeah, you do. Anyways, Jesse is like, Jesse is with Demi. This is after the trip. They're wrapping presents because Christmas is around the corner. We're talking about her fertility issues, Demi's, and apparently Bret has varicose veins that is suffocating the sperm. Now, I've never heard of this, but you know me, we're going to figure this out. So let's talk about it. So if you just do a general search in Google, varicose vein and sperm, here's what AI has to say. So varicose or varicose veins in the scrotum can impact sperm production and quality, potentially leading to infertility. While not all men with varicose veins experience fertility issues, about 40% of men with male infertility problems have a varicose vein. So, how it can affect the sperm? We're doing science here, guys, biology. So, the varicose veins can increase scrotal temperature, which can negatively impact sperm production and quality. Sperm are most efficiently produced at a temperature slightly cooler than body temperature. Sperm count and motility. Varicose veins can lead to a decrease in sperm count, motility, which is obviously the ability for sperm to swim, and even abnormal sperm morphology, which is the shape of the sperm. Learned that in the last year because that's what my boyfriend was dealing with morphology issues. It's fixed now. It's an easy thing to fix, at least for where he was standing, anyways. Don't know about varicose veins so much. Testicular function. In some cases, varicose veins can also affect the overall function of the testicles, potentially leading to decreased testosterone production. Infertility. While not all men with varicose veins are infertile, they are the most common and identifiable cause of male infertility. Secondary infertility. In men with a history of normal fertility who are now experiencing infertility, a varicose vein is a cause in up to 70% of cases. So treatment and considerations. Not all varicose veins require treatment, but for those who maybe do, there's surgical repair. If a varicose is causing infertility or other problems, surgery to correct the varicose vein may be part of a fertility treatment plan. Improvement in sperm quality, surgical repair of clinically significant varicose veins can improve sperm count, motility, and morphology in some men. Fertility treatments, other fertility treatments like IUI or in vitro fertilization with intracytoplasmic sperm injection may also be options. So, in summary, varicose veins can significantly impact sperm quality and fertility by affecting testicular temperature, sperm production, and overall testicular function. While not all men with varicose veins are infertile, they are a common cause of male infertility, and treatment options are available to improve sperm quality and fertility outcomes in some cases. You didn't know you were coming here for this, but I just never thought about this. When you think varicose veins, you think like in the legs, whatever. I just never thought about this before. So yeah, that's something I think is very insightful and something to definitely look into, if you're kind of, having your own situations and all that. Thought it was fascinating. But anyways, she to me jokes that if it still doesn't work out with surgeries, that Layla will have sex with him and carry our baby. But I thought the whole issue was well, I guess she's saying like if they rectify his situation, but obviously her endometriosis isn't going anywhere, that Layla could do it. Why Layla? Well, people, why Layla? Um, so then they say, well, I mean, sure, because she's had an orgasm now, so why not? Really? That's a lot. Like, if she had an orgasm, we'd shoot it to like the moon, do like a little, writing in the sky. Layla had an orgasm. You know what I mean? But congratulations. Welcome to the best part of having sex in your, well, she's in her 20s still, but anyways. Anyway, moving on from that, Taylor is with Dakota, and the baby. Poor Ever does shit his pants. Shit his pants. They're at Dakota's place too. So he shit his pants. Poor thing. And Dakota has no wipes. Why don't you have wipes? Why didn't Taylor have wipes? You don't go anywhere without wipes. I learned that because that was my brother. My brother would shit his pants nonstop forever. I mean, I don't think his pooping calmed down until he was like 6 or 7. He would poop up his pants. He would poop up the car seat. He would poop in bathtubs. He'd poop everywhere. So I learned, be prepared. Anyways, Layla is throwing this Friendsgiving, and the issue for her right now is her and her boyfriend are kind of not getting along, and she doesn't know whether or not he's going to be actually coming to Friendsgiving. She's wondering, like, should I invite Jen to Friendsgiving? You mean the person you said was fake? You really think the person you said was fake 2 seconds ago should be invited to your Friendsgiving? Girl, what is going on? I would think if you think someone is fake, you're not going to invite them to Friendsgiving. See how she's all over the place? Anyway, she's kind of on the side of, yeah, I think I will invite her. I thought she was fake. I'm so confused. But then she starts kind of talking about Taylor. Like maybe, um, I think this is Demi saying this. Like, I don't know if maybe my success triggers her. Bitch, I wrote, why does it need to constantly be in competition? Why does everything with Demi all of a sudden need to be a competition? And she also says that it's fake news about Bret cheating. I don't know, man. More on that later. I have thoughts. So, Michaela is facing her fears with Macy and her daughter, and that is they're going to be going through a car wash. How Macy does, Michaela does not like a car wash. She's doing this for her daughter. Her daughter likes a car wash. All kids like car washes. The car gets stuck. So, like, when they're putting, see, honestly, this was my thing. I, as an adult, have never been through a car wash. I have not been in a car wash since I was a kid. My my family is kind of pretty big on car washes are too expensive anyways. We can wash our own goddamn car. We have power jet water things. We can do it ourselves. Um, so that's usually what I do. I'll wash my own car, my grandpa washes his car, blah blah blah. This is what we do. But I've always wondered if I were to go into a car wash, will my little car fit in the thing in the slots? Because like I feel like it wouldn't happen. So that's basically what happens with Macy. Her car doesn't go in. And the whole thing here was she's doing this for her daughter. Her daughter really wants to go into the car wash. But her daughter slept through the whole damn thing. Anyways, after the fiasco with the car wash, Macy gets a text from Whitney for a Thanksgiving party, basically saying, let's do a Great Mormon Bakeoff. Instead of like a Great British Bake-Off, we're going to do a Great Mormon Bakeoff. Whitney's going to do a sourdough bread. And Macy's like, yeah, she's going to do a sourdough bread with my starter. And Michaela is going to do a sourdough as well. She's like, what sweet revenge would it be for me to also do a sourdough bread, but then my sourdough bread wins? So she wants to do that in order to be Whitney. So anyway, this is the part that I was talking about, y'all. So buckle up for me. Demi is getting ingredients for her cake. Bret's with her. She wants to do a better than sex cake. No clue what this is. So let's see if I can figure this out too. Google is my best friend today. Better than sex cake. Okay. Better than sex cake. Let's read the ingredients. So prep time, 30 minutes. Cook time, 30 minutes. Total time, an hour. So 30 minutes to prep, 30 minutes to cook. That seems like too much. Anyways, this particular serving is 24. Okay. Yields a 9 by 13-inch cake. Okay. All right. Let's go through this. So, these are the ingredients you'll need to make this easy, better than sex cake recipe ready, y'all. Cake mix. This decadent dessert starts with a package of Devil's Food Cake Mix, water and oil, because sometimes they can mix. Water and oil add moisture and keep the cake from drying out. Eggs. You're going to need 3 eggs, lend more moisture and help bind the cake better together. I'm sure you can use the next substitute like chia seeds. Sweetened condensed milk. A half can of sweetened condensed milk takes things over the top. Caramel. Use store-bought caramel ice cream topping or make your own at home. Chocolate-covered toffee. Chocolate-covered toffee bars lend sweetness, crunch, and richness. Frozen whipped topping. A container of thawed whipped topping is the perfect sweet and fluffy finishing touch. So how to make better than sex cake. You'll find the full step-by-step recipe in this article here that I'm reading for you, but here's a brief overview of what you can expect when you make better than sex cake at home. Number 1, make the cake better and pour batter and cake it. Start that over. Make the cake batter and pour it into the prepared pan. Bake the cake until a toothpick comes out clean and cut slits across the top of the cake. Combine the condensed milk and caramel or caramel, whatever you prefer, on the stove, then pour over the baked cake. Number 4, top the cooled cake with the whipped topping, drizzle with caramel and chill. Tip from recipe creator Elaine: I crush my toffee candy bars into small chunks as opposed to crumbs. I like to have pieces I can chew on. So, yes. How to store your better than sex cake, okay? Cover the cake tightly with storage wrap and or aluminum foil and store in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. Can you freeze your better than sex cake? Yes. If you plan to freeze better than sex cake, go ahead and bake it in a foil pan. Wrap the finished cake tightly in storage wrap, then follow it up with a layer of aluminum foil. Freeze for up to 3 months. Thaw in the refrigerator before serving. I think I got it all. So we kind of went through the whole thing already. Um, but yeah, if you want the step 1, you know what? We got more, because let's do it. Directions. Step 1, gather all of those ingredients I told you about before. Step 2, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease the bottom of a 9 by 13-inch glass pan. Step 3, mix cake mix, water, vegetable oil, and eggs in a large bowl with a mixer on medium speed until well combined. Pour into the prepared pan. Step 4, bake in the preheated oven until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean, 30 to 35 minutes. Cool on a wire rack for 5 minutes. Cut shallow slits across top of cake. Make sure not to touch the bottom of this dish because, it's going to burn. Step 5. Meanwhile, combine sweetened condensed milk and 6 ounces caramel topping in a saucepan over low heat. Stir until smooth. Slowly pour mixture over top of warm cake, letting it soak in. Set aside 1 to 2 tablespoons of chopped chocolate toffee for decorating. Sprinkle remaining toffee liberally across the entire cake. Step 6. Cool cake completely, then top with whipped topping. Decorate top of cake with the preserved toffee and drizzle with remaining caramel topping. Step 7. Refrigerate until chill through and serve right from the pan. Enjoy. That is how to do your better than sex cake. If you want to know nutritional facts, there's 236 calories per serving, 13 grams of fat per serving, 29 grams of carbs per serving, and only 3 grams of protein per serving. All right, guys, let's go back to the show. Hi, everyone. I have a song for you to listen to. This song is by Chester's Ghost, and the song is called 1,000 Shattered Dreams. I did get this song from the Podsafe music directory, which is a part of the World Podcast Network. So without further ado, I'm going to play that song for you very shortly. If you like the song, you can go down to the show notes where there will be a link to listen and or download the song, including the link to the Podsafe music directory, which is again a part of the World Podcast Network. So without further ado, I am now going to play that song for you.
I had a vision of a life I could lead, but it's falling apart, I can't succeed. The dreams I've chased are fading away, 1,000 shattered dreams gone astray. A thousand shattered dreams breaking apart, pieces of hope scattered in my heart. 1,000 shattered dreams lost in the wind. I'm trying to rebuild, but where do I begin? I've climbed so high, but I've fallen so fast. The future I saw is buried in the heart. I reach for the stars, but they slip from my hands. 1,000 shattered dreams, oh, where do I begin? I've climbed so high, but I've fallen so fast. The future I saw is buried in the past. I reached for the stars, but they slipped from my hands. 1,000 shattered dreams slipping like sand. 1,000 shattered dreams breaking apart, pieces of hope scattered in my heart. 1,000 shattered dreams lost in the wind. I'm trying to rebuild, but where do I begin? I've climbed so high, but I've fallen so fast. The future I saw is buried in the heart. I reach for the stars, but they slip from my hands. 1,000 shattered dreams, oh, where do I begin? Sitting in wreckage of what could have been, the shattered remains of everything I've seen. 1,000 dreams, but they're out of reach. I'm holding the pieces, but they don't teach. I've climbed so high, but I've fallen so fast. The future I saw is buried in the heart. I reach for the stars, but they slip from my hands. 1,000 shattered dreams, oh, where do I begin? 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 I'm standing in the wreckage of what could have been, the shattered remains of everything I've seen. 1,000 dreams, but they're out of reach. I'm holding the pieces, but they don't teach. I've climbed so high, but I've fallen so fast. The future I saw is buried in the heart. I reach for the stars, but they slip from my hands. 1,000 shattered dreams, oh, where do I begin?
So, Karen, we got a Karen on the shop here. She's giving us little penises to go around the sex, better than sex cake. I mean, the name of it. I mean, anyways, and Demi is like, "Are they really hard?" Sure hope so. Sure hope so. But her and Bret, they start talking, and she says, like, "I'm gonna talk to Taylor. I mean, rumors suck. Like, I heard you cheated so I think she says here, I think she had cheated on her ex. I'm not sure about this. Oh, so yeah, here we go. She says, like, Now I'm starting to remember. This is her directing it at Bret, saying that she heard people are saying that he cheated on his ex. Well, he did with you. We all know this. Anyways, also heard that he was in rehab for being a druggie. And she's like, those things are not true. Well, we know, we know one thing is true. Is it possible that both are true? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. But she says, I don't get why this makes you so upset though um when it's not true. Because he is getting pretty animated and pretty upset about the whole thing. She gives the excuse that he's been through the shit and we all have. But when they leave the store, he opens the store with force, like he's mad, um, for whatever reason. And she's like, it's like you're mad and potentially hiding something. Well, he is. He probably is. Then all we get is this audio of them because they're not filming anymore, where she's clearly questioning what the truth is in terms of did you or did you not cheat? And him basically saying, like, I would never do that to you. But I disagree. And here's why. I think it is very possible. It's very possible that a person can change 100%. I don't want to say once a cheat or always a cheat. I'm not a firm believer of that. But what I will say that a man at this point in life was willing to blow up his family for the nanny. I mean, there's always potential that he could do the same to you. There's always that potential. Um, and he basically just kind of says, I guess maybe the reason he's saying he's upset is that he just wants to know who kind of sent that in to Macy. Anyway, so Michaela is doing a sourdough class because she actually really doesn't know how to do sourdough bread. So she needs to do this class in order to be Whitney. That's her main goal in life. She just wants to be petty. Do we blame her? No. She's like, it's healing for her these days to be petty. And you know what? Sometimes you gotta be a little petty. So we're with Whitney doing her sourdough bread with Macy's starter. Who knows? Um, oh my God. At this point, they have to know, right? But she literally says, like, I have to blow it. And Connor's like, I can blow it. We know you can. Then here comes Zach. Sir, I thought we weren't filming with Jen anymore. This show is about Mop Talk. The show is called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Why is the Mormon Gary Busey on my screen? I'm just confused. Anywho's, he says Jen has been really sick lately. She's just going through it this past year, yet no help from you. She's been going it for the past year, and you're part of the fucking problem. Like, are we for real here? He says that she's been crying a lot because of the girls. I'm sure they're not helping. He says they're not good friends. Well, you're not a good fucking husband. Guess it takes one to know one, huh? Anyways, he says the other girls are quick to judge. So are you. It's amazing. The things that he is saying, it's literally about him. They're not good friends. He's not a good husband. They're quick to judge. So are you. You're quick to judge about what other people are doing when you're not really living the proper Mormon lifestyle. And I'm not saying you have to live the Mormon lifestyle. I don't give a fuck. But it's the double standard of do as I say, not as I do, and that is Zach. So, um, he's like they're doing TikToks bashing her, which isn't cool. That's not cool at all. He says Demi and Jesse are gaslighters. Again, takes one to know one, because so is he. Layla and Michaela, he says, just follow. I think he needs to watch out for Michaela. Michaela's coming out this year, that's for sure. Layla, though, Yeah. Jordan and Bret will have lots of skeletons in their closet. Pourquoi? Pardon? Jordan has skeletons too. Bret, what are his skeletons? Is he really a druggie? But they say, like, what skeletons? And does Jen know about these skeletons? And he says, yeah, she doesn't know, but like, I don't want to make things worse. Boy, you gonna make things worse. I want to know what you know. At least you can do, you gaslighting, bad husband, Gary Busey looking ass, could just make things a little bit more interesting. Okay? Otherwise, why are you on my screen? Anyways, he says, what I will say though is Demi is trying to get a cease and desist. The fuck? For what? For what? You wanna know for what? It has to do with Italy. It has to do with Macarena and the whole situation at the villa. So they literally say, well, who would get a cease and desist if nothing happened, according to her? Good question. Moving on. This is boring, y'all. Let's get right through this. We see Layla with Cam, that's the boyfriend. They're trying to work their shit out before the Friendsgiving. He says, I didn't feel treated good by you. He felt insecure. I didn't know if you loved me or not. She says, I think I deal with a lot of trust issues. I feel like everyone leaves me in the end. And, that's something you can work through in therapy. She says, I'm going to try to do better. Well, spoiler alert, we know they don't last. Anyways, moving on, we see Dakota with his friend playing basketball. They're talking about Taylor and how things have been. The up and down with Taylor is a lot, he says. He apparently lost 40 pounds through all of this, and it does show. He does. I was like, something looks very different with him. Yeah, it's the stress, I guess, of things. He says, I'm gonna have to talk to her about where we're going. And he is talking about, like, they're not in an actual relationship here, but there is still that physical intimacy. So, like, where is this going? He's like, if we are doing this, then let's do it. If not, then we gotta stop. Very mature of him. It's Friendsgiving, y'all. Jessie won't be there though, because she's in Mexico. I think that's for the best. Then we do the Great Mormon Bakeoff. Whitney and her accent for the British Bake Off accent is pretty, it's funny. They tell her, because Michaela ended up, she's like, listen, I think I would ruin the sourdough. So just in case I ruin the sourdough, I'm gonna make enough. No, I'm gonna make, no, I'm gonna make four things. Girl, they literally say, no, honey, no, you need to pick one. So she doesn't pick the sourdough. She ends up picking the pie. I think she did pumpkin pie, so that's what she ends up doing. She gets a 9 or nines, whatever. Layla, the thing Layla made, not cooked. So, like, pretty much disqualified at this point. Macy did a coffee cake. Wait. That's literally like, we're Mormon, bitch. It's called the Great Mormon Bakeoff, and you make something with a thing we can't partake in? The coffee? You might as well made a rum cake and call it a day. Anyway, Taylor's pie gets eats, and she's like, well, I guess, like, that's for the store because I got it store bought. Like, kudos to them. Kudos to whatever store you guys got it from. I don't know. So Demi presents her better than sex cake with a sprinkle of penises on it, the hard ones. Connor's like, the turn on for me. Penises, they don't bother me. No shit, sir. We know penises don't bother you. We just want you to admit that they don't. I'm waiting for that. Anyways, Whitney gets nines. Whitney got third place. Michaela got second place. And Michaela's like, you know what? It's okay. I didn't win, but it beat Whitney. So that's all that matters to her. Demi got first place because Connor really liked her cake. Really did. You know what? He really liked the peanut sprinkles. He really liked those. So she got 10s just on that. Anyways, I had to kind of say at this point because I was kind of getting over the whole Michaela and Whitney situation, which seems to be fairly one-sided on Michaela's part. Girl, let it go. Let it go. You don't want to be friends with her, don't be friends with her. But like the competitions, the TikToks and all of that, let it go. So we talk about the rumor. Rumor has it that, as we've been saying, Bret potentially had sex with someone behind Demi's back. Demi's like, we're together all the time, honey. And I said this before. You may think you're with your man all the time. You're not. There's no way of fully knowing what they are doing when they are not with you. Anyways, the confession, could have been fake, which is true. It could have been. I mean, it wasn't. Taylor said as much like, oof, it wasn't fake for me, you know? So that's kind of where it comes from. It wasn't fake with Taylor, but it is still possible that it could be fake. You know, could be fake for sure. But anyways, we switch gears over to Taylor a little bit. That she says that Dakota, gave me an ultimatum. And I think it's fair. Are you in or are you out? Bret asks, like, do you think you are deserving of love? Whoa. Whoa. That was so deep that I'm like, oh God. And she says, I don't know. I don't know if I'm deserving of love. Which is so sad to hear because everyone is deserving of it. And I think Taylor's a great person. She's definitely deserving of it, but she has to believe that she is. And they say to her, like, no, you are deserving of love. Connor comes in and this was deep. Even if, you know, whether it was Tinder or Grinder or whatever, he came in with this and I thought it was amazing. He says, I understand what is going on because I have been there. I was an asshole. I was given a second chance that I did not deserve. And it's coming out of it for a second. I understand that to a degree because I gave a second chance to my boyfriend when maybe he did not deserve it. And it was tough initially for sure, but I'm happy that I did because I wouldn't be where I am right now today. Um, and I'm sure he would say the same. Connor continues to say, think about what you want because it is a lot of work to try to make a relationship work that maybe doesn't have any business working any longer. Anyways, that is it for episode 7. That is it for this episode. So, yeah, we're going to be probably doing the next episode next time. I am currently working on the B90 roundup. It's gonna take a little time. Give me some patience, but it's gonna happen. And maybe I'll even split it into 2. We'll see kind of how it goes, so I'm not making people wait too long. Um, but yeah, that is coming soon enough. But until then, we'll placate you with this. I don't think I mentioned in the last episode either that I will be doing Below Deck. Phew, I already spoiled on this most recent episode that came out on Monday, but oh boy. Whew. Anyways, that will be coming soon enough as well, but one thing at a time. But anyways, mm, that 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 is it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps, every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.